What the LSI is going to do is bring together all the research that there is done at the university from all the different areas and focus it on how we can improve teaching. Nothing is more important because we want our students to succeed. We want to produce excellent teachers.
Instead of just focusing on education, we take a broader picture. We're focusing on learning. Learning goes on every place, okay? In formal and formal settings. Learning is more than K-12, K-16. So we care about learning, how people learn. We want to advance an understanding of how people learn. And we want to advance the development of tools, techniques, innovations, if you will, that will advance learning. This is new at ASU. This is new thinking. I think it's been recognized for some time that you want to try to bring people together who want to invest energy in doing research. It takes teams of people to do research. It takes teams of people to support doing research.
So learning sciences is an interdisciplinary effort. It requires many different disciplines to do the work. You have to have people from education, from computer science, from psychology, from English, from linguistics, from multimedia, from the arts, and from cognitive science, and to come together to solve these problems.
Access is sometimes underrated. The fact that I can go across the hallway with my coffee and say, can you take a look at this? And somebody from various perspectives, be it measurement, business, can give me their expertise right there and then is incredible. We know that a large contributor in the production of students' achievement are teachers and what they do. And from the very beginning, we were motivated to develop just that, a tool that they could use once we leave. The tool asks you to take the objectives that we want teachers to teach to our children and drag and drop them onto your calendar. And to use those skills to plan out your instruction on a daily basis. And that's really the fundamental aspects of your lesson plan. What are the objectives I want to teach? And now lay out how to do it.
My particular area of interest is how do we design measures? How can we observe things about people that tell us what's going on in their heads? And the digital world has changed completely the way we read with e-readers and with the web. So the group that I'm working with on a grant to develop a new reading comprehension assessment, I have a subcontract with Educational Testing Service. They're very interested in how we can assess digital literacy and assessing reading and assessing other constructs through digital environments and through media, because that's the way that students are going to be interacting with the world in the future. So it's important that we be able to understand their abilities and how instruction impacts changes in those abilities.
For me, what I'd really like to do is to try to take off-the-shelf technology and apply it in settings that haven't been used before. So for instance, if I have undergraduates come in and play Guitar Hero, and I measure what their level of engagement is with a neurosignal wireless headset. And we use it as a way of capturing data about how people experience things, so that when I have you play a video game or tutoring system, I can also use it to get raw EEG data so that I know engagement, frustration, your interest, and I can then measure what on the screen is getting you interested or frustrated or engaged.
So initially I got into this because I wanted to create curriculum that helped kids understand the relationship between content and context. Meaning, it's one thing to know a definition. It's another thing to be able to go out in the world and understand how that definition, that concept, think of it as a tool that allows me to do something there. Ironically, video games allowed me to make that vision more real for kids, because in a video game, I can design an entire world, an entire, let's say, park, in which the kid is being requested by the characters in the video game that I've pre-scripted to say, we really need your help. We need you to come and help figure out why fish are dying so that my family can get food again.
I create educational technologies to help students. So two of the technologies are iStart and the Writing Pal. They provide instruction to students on using strategies for writing and for reading. They learn strategies and they practice them, and then they have to practice them over time. And one of the things that we've seen is that the practice can get kind of boring. So recently what we've been doing is turning practice into games. So we've been using mini games to have game-based practice.
It's very important to build science as a practice of knowledge, but ultimately, bridging that research gap, I think we as researchers need to take more of a responsibility of getting it into the hands of practitioners. It's not good enough to say, well, it's out there, and if you read it, you'll have the knowledge and you can go for it.
Really, one of my major jobs is to, I think, stimulate people to do their best work and to create opportunities to share that information.